There's still Melissa left behind.
Melissa, Brody,
Brody.
Bruno, Beatrix, Leslie, you're right.
Leslie, right?
Oh man, Leslie.
There's still a
thing
lot
is
of
though,
options.
So far, Momo-chan, he's played the Clint and the Popol, both bullies in
Yes.
the lane, both really good in the early game.
Maybe
and
both of them are the most comfortable
exactly.
hero for
And
for
these two
him.
heroes are very good in the early stage, but he's lost in the early stage with
Yes.
the two best early game heroes. If he goes for something like Leslie, I don't think he's gonna have a good time in that gold lane.
Actually, he needs someone can give in the pressure in the early game, but this Terisla for the EXP lane, Namibia, they already have enough CC actually. And with this Terisla, we can see the team fight duration for Namibia is quite long because they have to call altar as well from Faramis.
Well,
Meanwhile, the Bruno, like we talked about it earlier, is being picked by Vietnam. Meanwhile, Ling is gonna be the jungler for Vietnam.
Well, with the Ling and now the Bruno, we're seeing the exact same as yesterday we saw Civ from Argentina, from S11. Pick up the Bruno. He was absolutely amazing at that Bruno. Now, like you mentioned, the Leslie gets picked up. Namibia now up against Bruno, up against that Neymar skin. Look at that. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. But what do you think on the drafts?
Actually, as I know, Namibia's draft here more into the mid until the late game. They have the early damage. It's only maybe from Valir, but not as much as Vietnam has. They have Ling here. They also have Valentina.
Of this match. Once again, it's Vietnam up against Namibia. Game 2. Vietnam have the chance to send Namibia home 2-0, not giving them a single game victory. But Numraholic on the Argus is looking to change that.
Okay, meanwhile, there's no pressure coming from Namibia towards the purple buff. From Vietnam here, they just keep playing a little bit passive from both of the team, especially in Namibia. They play really carefully here, and Slasher giving us same pressure here. Meanwhile, the King is gonna be his 1 versus 1 situation, and look at the Petrify that come from Slasher, and he is able to back off.
Well, Turpy is going to be caught here, and it should be a kill, but no, he actually gets out with the help of that sprint on that Faramis roam. So the Lethal Wanderer was actually secured, even though Joga was the one who used that retribution. But as I mentioned, this is it. This is what's going to happen onto the Leslie. Zubskop all alone in the gold lane. That's going to be Joga who jumps in, and that's going to be a kill for Joga onto Zubskop. Entropy rotated up top, but it's just for him to get slain by Hehe on that Bruno.
Oh my god. The first 2 members that has been taken down from Namibia, and we know this is what we discussed it earlier, Mirko. Namibia draft is more into the mid and the late game composition.
What?
So, and what? In the
1
first
minute.
1 minute, and maybe he can get the second one. The second turret in the top lane, it makes that Zubscops totally cannot do anything.
What is he supposed to do against the Bruno? He picked the Leslie into a Bruno, this matchup that does not favor him. Especially with the Ling as well. There's so much kill pressure on this Leslie. And you can see 0-0 with the first turret taken down in the first minute of the game. They're looking to find compensation. Numraholic here going to be suppressed by the Bloody Hunt, taken down, but he has his ultimate, so he's still able to survive. But the last Insanity is going to be popped by the King under the tier 1. They don't even care about turrets anymore. They take it down like it's absolutely nothing, Momo-chan.
Agree with that, and it's very hard. But look at that, the Iron Hook connects from the north here, trying to punish the anti with the Purify, and also the Terrified that comes from the Need My Help here. It will make actually anti will able to survive. Meanwhile, it's gonna be Need My Help that will be shut down by the member of Namibia.
Early, that's the first kill for Namibia right here in the game. But the turtle still falls to the hands of Vietnam. And now it does feel like, again, it feels like Numraholic has lost complete control of the jungle now with the purple buff already being invaded on. The King, though, in a 2v1, goes over the last Insanity, dealing a whole lot of damage, but it's only the Cult Altar that gets popped. Meanwhile, down below, Slasher VT gets taken out. The King survives, and that's another turret over to the Bruno. Step the Blades popped in. Mort gonna be taken down. Numeraholic as well, as that's Joga absolutely just styling, picking up all the blades.
Oh my god. And in the first hour, 4 minutes here, we already have seen, we actually already see that the goal differences is just way too much from both of the teams. And there's another point kill coming from Vietnam in the mid lane here. Meanwhile, they just let the minion do the job.
Yeah, and they're also helping the minions. That's the tier 2. Taken out in the 3rd minute of the game. Penalty zone by Slasher VT as he tries to deal damage, but up against a fed Bruno, you're not going to be able to out-damage him, man. That's the snipe coming in. He's 1 HP, blocked in by My Help, who's able to jump in clutch with a flicker to help his teammate.
Oh, but meanwhile, the Iron Hook connects and Zepskop needs to run away, but meanwhile, Need My Help will try to follow up as soon as possible. And maybe it's going to be, I can say, more faster game.
It does feel like it is.
Yeah, you know, it could be done in under, I don't know, 7 minutes, 6 minutes.
They're going for the record.
Minutes?
Yeah, it does feel like they are going for the record. Numeraholic here used his ultimate earlier, so he won't be able to survive in the skirmish. Joga with the Tempest of Blades. Didn't need to use the Tempest of Blades, but hey, that's swag points.
I just want to secure the point kill miracle. And now the left. They just got 4 turrets in the first 5 minutes.
They did. 4 turrets.
The dominance coming from Vietnam team. It's become a nightmare for Namibia. The mid-late game composition here. Penalty zone comes in from Slazer, but look at that. The last Insanity connects to team member and 2 member downs in the mid lane.
Need My Help, though, stole away the ultimate from the Argus, so is going to be able to survive that one. They're already looking to siege the base turret down in the 5th minute. Purple buff. The entire jungle. No, not just the purple buff. The entire jungle, Momo-chan.
It's being infected already.
It's Vietnam's now. It's technically... Namibia doesn't have a jungle at this point. They're stuck inside of their base. They're getting suffocated slowly but surely. And when a Bruno does that much damage to a Terizla...
Look at the volleyball.
Ow!
It's painful from Hehe because no one from Namibia can stop this guy. Okay, meanwhile, there's gonna be like 5 versus 5 situation in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, there's gonna be Argus comes up, but the last Insanity comes in. Penalty zone is quite a little bit late, and the killing spree goes into the hand of Vietnam, and it's left Zapskov, and I think it's gonna be another wipe out for Vietnam, and 6-minute games for Vietnam, 2-0 without any things that Namibia can do in the second game.
6 minutes!
6 minutes!
6 minutes!
6-0-1.
That's all it
took.
took.
Backline, you know, it get punished really, really bad by the last Insanity they coming from the King here with Xbox. And our match MVP goes to Hehe, of course, because without that at all, this Bruno, he got the first turret in the first 2 minutes. 230, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's almost a lot of gold. 6 minutes, 1,093 gold. What is that GPM? Wait, that is unreal.
He just let Gnard play his Iron Hook, and after he catch someone, Need My Help, and everyone just answer to it.
What a performance, man!
And they just let the Hehe to play by himself.
Yeah, he took turrets. Right? Like he took turrets everywhere, everywhere.